Welcome back to J Tendencies. I am your host, Jay Suave,
And I am Jreese.
and it's been not quite the best sports week in the world this week. We have seen some crazy things. We've seen quite some fights. We're gonna start off with some of the NBA stuff. We've seen Jay's team, the Miami Heat, get into a fight with the Pelicans. We saw five suspended players. Jace, I want to see your feelings on this. How do you feel about this going forward?
I feel great. We stood on business. I'm playing, but I'm not mad at it all. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy, Caleb, Jovic suspended for 1 game. Thomas Bryant suspended for 3 games. And if you look at what happened, like how it started, like they came up pressing Kevin Love because they thought Kevin Love had did something dirty, but Kevin Love was trying to keep Zion up. You know what I'm saying? And Zion even said it afterward. K Love wasn't trying to do nothing crazy. Then I forgot who it was, but one dude on the Pelicans came at Jimmy. And then that's how that whole thing started. Then it split up. Everything was cool, and then some punches started getting thrown between Jose Alvarado and Thomas Bryant. I was like, "Oh, Thomas Bryant ain't someone you want to get in a fight with because Thomas Bryant a big dude, you know." But hey, this is at the end of the day,
Yeah.
fights are good for your team unless it's within the organization, you know, Jordan Poole. But but you know, this is
You wrong
really
for that.
this really be bringing people together, you know, on the teams. So I'm not really mad at it. You know, it's a shame that we got all these people out, especially because tonight we're playing. So we were playing without Jimmy, Caleb, Jovic, without Terry Rozier, he's hurt. Without Tyler Harrell because he's hurt. So it's gonna be a Bam and Duncan Robinson game, and we'll see how that turns out. But you know, I'm not mad at the fight at all. What do you think about it?
Yeah, bro. For me, I've always been an advocate for teams fighting, no matter whether it's against other teams or in front or like literally with each other. 'Cause I feel like that's always gonna get
Cool.
you closer, because you're always gonna want what's for the best of your team, you know. So Jose Alvarado, Thomas Bryant getting suspended for 3 games, bro. Whenever they come back, they definitely gonna be better for
Mhm.
the team. You got, bro. It's just I don't think Jimmy Butler should have gotten wrapped up in any of that, but it really is what it is. Butler's finna lose some money. I think he's losing like 260K off of a fight like that. You got Thomas Bryant, bro. I mean, like this is a lot of money, but like I feel like for guys like this is like nothing. Like Thomas Bryant
Mhm.
losing 52,000, Jovic losing 12,000, Alvarado losing 37,000, Marshall losing 11,000. Like I couldn't imagine like being in a fight for like 30 seconds and just losing all my money,
Yeah,
bro. But
because like
I guess it is what it is. I mean,
that's like $10 to them.
yeah,
What it is to us.
literally, bro. Here's your money, NBA, like for real.
Mhm.
I mean, who y'all play who the Kings tonight, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
yeah, we're
Y'all are
cooked. I
cooked,
know.
bro. It's over. Get the Heat out the eighth seed, bro. We don't
I
need
think
that.
I think we're the seventh right now.
But bro, y'all don't need to be.
No, we're the seventh right now. So we're going
And
to eat eight.
speaking,
We're taking Celtics out. I won.
don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. And speaking of other fights, Cam Newton being jumped by the TSP crew and some weird dudes this weekend at a camp. And I feel like this is just the dumbest thing you could do. Cam is 6'5", 245 give or take. And Cam can't even throw no punches. And you know that Andrew Tate thing. And he stands there unfazed. That's how Cam was, bro.
I mean, like
Literally, bro.
it's unfortunate. Like Cam's out there trying to get back to the community at a under 15 and under 18 7-on-7 tournament, and like he's going back to the community, and y'all gonna jump him. Like people stay disrespecting Cam for no reason. But the thing is, it was a 7-on-1, and Cam still won. The hat was not phased. The hat stood on his head. Like
Bro, like
Cam is
you
really
gotta
about that,
understand.
bro. Cam is not the one. You know what I'm saying? He like Cam said it. He's not the one. And you know, it's still
Not the one.
unfortunate, you know, the amount of disrespect that Cam gets that people like that have the fame and the fortune, you know, due to sports, you know, they be getting disrespected like they're bad people. You know, a lot of these guys are trying to get back to the community. Like Cam was trying to get back to the community. Cam ain't never do nothing wrong to nobody. Cam's out there trying to help uplift people. And then we see it constantly: kids disrespecting Cam, adults disrespecting Cam, and for what? Like Cam's not doing nothing to harm you. Cam's just being him and trying to give back. So,
No cap, bro. And these camps happen all the time, bro.
mhm,
And I guess like I couldn't really find any like really more information about the fight because like ESPN and Sports Center really ain't say anything besides that he didn't throw any punches and one guy threw a punch at him. But
mhm,
Cam Newton over here dragging people to the ground and stuff. Like I guess I just don't understand, bro. Because I
mhm.
feel
And there
like
was a video from before the tournament of one of the dudes, but I think it was a dude with the dreads talking about how trash Cam is, and he gonna show Cam like he ain't like nothing. And I'm like, bro, like
I saw that, bro.
why are you getting upset over not like Cam don't even know you, little bro.
Literally, bro. Cam does not know you, fam. You out here talking all this mess like he ain't gonna whip anything. And this was in Atlanta too. Like literally, this
Hmm.
was Cam's hometown for real. You feel me?
Hmm.
But
It's
I mean,
just
I guess like Cam literally fought off defensive linemen in the NFL,
yeah.
fighting off tackles every day, every week.
Hmm.
But y'all trying to go be here and fight him. And now they gonna try to make Cam the bad guy, bro. I
They're
promise
not
you.
gonna try to make. There's no way they can make him the bad guy in that situation. But
That's
y'all did that just to go back to your 9 to 5 construction job, bro. Like it was never that serious.
I'm knowing, bro. Then other NFL news, I have Xavier Howard being rumored to the Texans. And this was kind of crazy to me. I really wasn't expecting this, but we had rumored that he had already picked out his team from ESPN. And my thoughts, adding to a defense who has Stingley, Jonathan Greenard, Blake Cashman, Christian Harris, Will Anderson. I just feel like that would be insane. A team that held the Baltimore Ravens to 10 points in the first half. They held the Browns offense in the first round of the playoffs. I mean, it was just crazy to see the team. And if they go get Xavier Howard, that'll be insane, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And I feel like the only problem with it is that he is getting up there in age. He's going to be 31 next season. Texans might be concerned about that as just the age factor, but it might be also concerning just for his market value in a
mhm.
way too, because he's getting older, of course.
I get you on that, but at the same time, we still see like a bunch of older corners getting interest in teams and still getting signed. You know, like the Marcus Peters, Ronald Darby. I don't know how Ronald Darby's still getting on teams. Ronald Darby's still getting on teams. Xavier Howard will be fine. He's been an all pro. He's one of the better corners in the league. You know, and when he's healthy, he's one of the best corners in the league. You know, at tracking the ball, getting the ball when he needs to get the ball, getting his hands where he needs to get his hands. So, putting him on that Texans team, well, I do expect to make a big splash this offseason, especially after these franchise tags happen. You know, I heard a rumor about since T. Higgins got tagged to look out for him getting tagged and traded over to Houston or something like that, or Houston making a big move for a wide receiver in the offseason. So I think Houston is definitely on a mean come up. I think if they make that move for Xavier Howard, they make a move for a receiver, and they build upon what they have already established in the last year with all those young players they had gotten. I definitely see them being probably one of the three teams that give Patrick Mahomes a run for their money in the championship next year, going into the AFC Championship. You know, I'll say the other teams.
One of
I'll
the
give
three
the
things.
I'll say I'm gonna say Texans, the Ravens, and then I'll probably say the Bengals. If the Bengals keep T Higgins and don't trade him, if not, then I'll put the Bills up there. It's just I'm not sure either because both of them are losing people, right? Because both of them are taking the cap hits.
Yeah.
Like the Bills are losing Gabe Davis, I'm pretty sure, and the Bills are losing Tyler Boyd, and they might lose T Higgins. Like not saying because they might because they obviously tagged him, so he's gonna be there another year, but they might trade him still. So we'll see what happens in that situation.
Hey, bro, who knows? We might see the Jets make a run next year. A-Rod coming back. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's true. That's true.
We get to see
Hey,
that. I would say we ain't get to see him this year though.
That was unfortunate, especially because it was the first game on the first drive and like the third play. It was insane. But um,
Bro, it was not intended for us to see, bro.
bro, it's he retired. He retires. Imagine that. The,
It was-
there's no way he does, but
Bro, if that
imagine.
happens again, he's got to retire, bro.
But I'm gonna go ahead and move it back over to the NBA because today of the day that we are recording, the Clippers revealed their new home away alternate jerseys as well as their new logos. And I'll mess with the jerseys. I think the jerseys are pretty nice and pretty clean. But that logo though, I think it's ugly. I
The
don't like the logo at all. I don't like it.
Bro, I've literally seen people talk about why haven't NBA teams been more like minimalistic, and then
Mhm.
whenever they do it, it's so bad, bro.
Every
I
time they
don't
get
understand.
more
Like,
minimalistic, it's bad. Like Washington, that was bad. Because I like the little wizard guy, the little wizard dude in the logo. I thought that was fresh, and then
yeah,
they're gonna change it to the like Washington D.C. district. Like like simpler is not always better. Like we as fans, we like the more eccentric ones because it's just more unique. You know, because when you make it all
yeah,
simplistic, all minimalistic, you take away the like uniqueness of each logo, so it's more of the same. And then I don't want to look just like this other logo. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just something we're gonna have to see with a lot more teams because as more teams make new logos and everything like that, they're all gonna be more minimalistic and more simple, which I'm just not really messing with.
yeah, bro. Steve Ballmer, I blame you for this. I have beef with you now, but it's like the jerseys are clean though. The
Hmm.
jerseys are clean, but just like the logo, bro, I really don't understand. And I get you want to like get away from that whole like the logo because the logo they did it literally just looks like the Lakers logo if you really think about it. I
Hmm.
feel like that's what they did whenever the Clippers just became a team in general. But I just think that I just it's just bad to me, bro. But yeah, I mean that's really it. I really think that they look like the Wizards now too,
Yeah, they do
just a bit more
a
with
lot.
jerseys. But because I feel like have you seen the navy blue ones? Like I
Hmm.
feel like they should just have more of a it's literally navy blue and like that dark red and
Hmm.
Clippers on there. I'm just like that literally looks just like the Wizards. And
Yeah,
some and say the Wizards change their stuff again, bro.
but I,
Like
but that's
I
another
wouldn't
thing with
be
the
able to change.
simplistic stuff. Like if because a lot of these teams have the same colors pretty much. So once they go more simplistic and they don't have all them extra designs and stuff on their jerseys as well, you don't get a lot of jerseys that look exactly the same. You know what I'm saying? Like Utah, they went real simplistic. And remember how trash their jerseys were when they first got released? They're still trash, but they like it's just normal now. So as
Yeah, you just got to get used to it,
mhm,
and which will happen, but most definitely, like for now, whenever something new happens, we always hate it. Like I remember whenever the what's it called, the Falcons changed their unis, the Cardinals changing their unis, bro.
I still hate the Cardinals
We'll
unis,
all get used. I do
but
too. The red ones aren't that bad. I mean, like I
it's just too
guess
basic.
it is what it is. Yeah,
But also
but
in
honestly,
NBA news today, LeBron addressed the Bronny haters, saying, hop off him, let him be a college kid, let him play. Because if you look at his stats as a freshman, like no one was out here saying Bronny was going to be a generational talent. So looking at his stats at a freshman level, coming off of a cardiac attack, um, earlier in the season, like right before the season started, his stats aren't that bad. He's actually playing pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? So if he stays another year, which I do think he's going to stay another year at USC, his stats are only going to get better. You know, give him time to develop, give him time to get used to the team because he didn't really get used to a team before he had that heart attack. So let him get used to fit into his role more, and he's gonna take off. I'm not saying he's gonna be a star in the NBA because we can't say that right now. Because if you look at it right now, I don't think he's gonna be a star in the NBA. He'd be a solid role player, but if you give him time to develop in college without dissecting him just because he's LeBron's son, you know, Bronny's not a bad freshman at all.
yeah. And what I'm gonna say about that, I know that he's not a bad freshman at all. He most freshmen don't even see the court for
Hmm.
real. But at the same time, this man Braun was like, Bronny could play with some of us in
Oh
the
yeah.
league right now.
Hmm.
And then he didn't retract it, but said, "Y'all got to get off my son," and which he should do. This isn't against Braun at all.
Hmm.
He should defend his son. But whenever you're talking about stuff like that, and then just basically retract yourself and say, "Yeah, like let him play. He's just a kid." Basically, I would say basically just don't put a son in a situation like that. Of course, anyone who's not Braun isn't gonna be Braun, especially not even his son.
Hmm.
But just stuff like that, you got to think about how Bronny's definitely a good player. He can only get better. I think you think so.
Hmm.
We're definitely gonna see some improvement next year. Hopefully we see USC improvement as a team. I'm trying to see them in the tournament. I'm trying to see Bronny go crazy in March Madness.
Real, bro. Last little thing I have for my weekly recap is just for the NFL Combine that's happening this week. We have Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors not expecting to attend the NFL Combine. We have Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams not expected to work out at the NFL Combine, but they will be there to answer questions and interview with teams. And Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, and Rome Odunze are all expected to participate in the NFL Combine. So is am I upset that Marvin Harrison Jr., Neighbors, Jay McDaniels, and Caleb Williams aren't participating in the workout at the NFL Combine? A little bit, but like we see this every year. I'm not really that upset with it. But a little upset that Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors aren't gonna be there at all because they won't get the chance to interview with the other teams, and but especially with Marvin Harrison, I feel like it doesn't really matter as much because we already know he's going to be the second player off the board pretty much for the teams that or the first player off the board if you don't need a quarterback. And but Malik Neighbors, I thought he should have interviewed just so he could try to raise his draft stock, excuse me, a little bit. But at the end of the day, I'm not really upset about any of this. It's just how it happens every year. We get some stars that opt out, and it's just what's going to happen every year. What you think?
Yeah, bro. I think this is just one of the things where we see this every year. But the more we see it happen, the more it's gonna happen in like the next years too. Like people who are gonna come to the combine are literally gonna be like just second round picks at one point, you know?
Hmm.
And just because we've already seen all of these guys already be good at what they do, we've seen these guys for 2 3 years in college. We know what to expect. Seeing them run a 40 or run a L drill or just go catch six footballs really doesn't matter in a way, at least to them, because we've seen them do it plenty of times, you know.
Hmm.
But to me, it's always good to see people in the combine, and I'm sad that they aren't participating. I mean, I think Caleb wants to throw on his pro day, but that's just about it. But like, even with that, like even if you don't do it, I still want to see people at pro days. I'm hoping Marvin Harrison has one too, because honestly, pro days have been a lot better than NFL combines lately, and that kind of started with like, or at least I'll say, I started paying attention more to pro days whenever Zach Wilson had his, because he looked good during his pro day. I know it didn't translate to the NFL, not at all, but definitely liked his pro day. So. I'm just hoping that more people try to at least like guys who are going to be first off, like first overalls, second overalls, just regular first round draft picks competing in the NFL combine. And that's just one of the things where I'm just like, yeah, bro. What one guy I do want to see, I want to see Jaden Daniels run that 40. I need to see it,
He's
but I know
not.
I won't, bro.
Yeah, he's
I
not.
know
Hey,
it's literally
since you
so
said something
close.
about Zach Wilson, did you hear about the rumor that the Rams are interested in bringing him in as a backup to back up Matt Stafford?
Really.
Yeah, that's a rumor I heard. I don't know if it's
Honestly,
true. I don't know how much weight
honestly,
it has.
I wouldn't even be that mad. He'd probably do a lot better in LA.
Hmm.
Like we saw last year, Baker going to LA, and then
Yeah, exactly.
bro, I was so mad because he was in Carolina
Like
all
2 weeks
year,
before.
literally playing like dog water, bro. Goes to LA, goes to OT with the Raiders, throwing dots, and I'm just like, bro, I can't do this. Thursday night, bro, doing my homework, watching the game. I'm like, I can't do this no more, bro. I just can't.
I know that Zach Wilson move would make our boy Law mad because he wants Carson Wentz to get that chance in
Bro,
LA.
Carson Wentz does not deserve a spot in the league. Bro, he don't. I'm sorry, but after the time where he just sold the whole bag with the Colts, no. And then went to the Commanders and did worse, lost his job there.
Bro got
Uh,
sacked 9 times with the Philadelphia Eagles D line that first matchup in Week 3. That was crazy.
Literally completely cool off him, bro. And if you're a Philly fan watching this and want Carson Wentz back, you're not a Philly fan.
Carson Wentz is going to the Carolina Panthers.
I'd crash out, bro. Please, I need Bryce to work out. I can't go through another quarterback change, bro. I literally can't. It's been 6 years since we made the playoffs, bro.
Y'all
I,
suck.
I, I can't do it anymore, bro. Stop talking about my team, bro. I need you to quit.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. We're all 0-0 right now. We're all 0-0 right now.
We're all 0 and 0. I mean, the Panthers are 16 and 0 right now. But why are you looking at me like
Like what?
that? But I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to one of the topics we have. The NFL is rumoring a rule change for kickoffs. So the XFL style rule would mandate all players except for the kicker and the returner line up 5 yards apart for kickoffs. There was an NBC reporter, Michael David Smith. He explained it. My thing about it is that it should definitely encourage more returns in the NFL, but I think it'll also reduce bad collisions we see on returns. We've seen some guys get literally destroyed on some of these hits. We saw it this year, and whenever you say you're like, dang, like big hit, but it doesn't look as good whenever like you're looking at it in slow motion. So, what are your thoughts on this rumor rule change so far?
Like I read it all and like I understand what it's trying to say a little bit, but I don't understand it completely. So I'm gonna have to watch a couple XFL games just to see it in action because I'm still a little confused about it. But I think it'd be a good change because I looked at a report earlier today. It said that like since the return rate was so low, like last season was 22% kickoffs all season returned or not returned for a touchdown, but returned in general. Only 22% last season. So that's not a lot. That's less than a fourth of the times teams received the ball, they took the ball out. So and in the Super Bowl, there was 0 return attempts taken by either team. So the return is an exciting part of the game, and that we need to try to find a way to implement more. This is to reduce concussions and increase the return rate in the season. I think it's a good change. I think it will be very exciting. I think this will also lead to a lot more kick return touchdowns just because they're playing so far off. And these are the best of the best athletes. And you're getting the best of the best returners. So I'm not saying it would happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen if Devin Hester's like season record got broke because they're the just how it's all set up. Because how it's set up, what I read was that the people going for the returner and the blockers can initiate contact till the returner gets the ball. So you're like the returner has a lot of room and a lot of time to make a move on the ball. So it should be interesting to see what happens exactly. But yeah.
So some things that I saw, some concerns about the whole NFL rule change, and I know it's just rumored, but I've seen some people talk about how what happened to the game that I love, and I get that it's a contact sport, but as a lot of contact sports are a lot of sports, but CTE is a real thing. That's things that we've seen in the past. And for me, it's all about eliminating violent injuries, especially towards the head, especially guys getting ankle bit, getting their legs ran into, knees ran into. There's definitely a big thing going on in the NFL. But for me, it's just one of those things where definitely keep the players safer. Because I guess like you just don't want the bad collisions, but you definitely just still want to see a game. You still want to see big hits, but you don't want to see anybody get hurt. and
Hmm.
we're gonna see what it takes 24 owners for a rule to pass. So I guess we'll see how it all plays out. I guess so. Hopefully it all plays out well. You feel me?
Hmm.
And going into the next topic, the Bears have a decision to make. And Jairus, I want to hear your thoughts before I kind of spew mine out there because I don't know if we're on the same page or if we're not on the same page. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you your opinion first.
Well, the Bears obviously they have three options that I've heard of that I've seen through the headlines, through the rumor mill, whatever. The first option is they either trade away the first overall pick for a massive haul, and I'm hearing they want a generational haul for this first overall pick for a generational player. But that would be interesting, I heard, or they would trade for a pretty big haul, but not as massive to the Washington Commanders because that's where Caleb Williams wants to go to Washington. The second thing I heard was they either trade Justin Fields, draft Caleb Williams, and Justin Fields either heads to the Atlanta Falcons or the Las Vegas Raiders. And
Him in
that's another
Atlanta
good.
would go. Him in Atlanta would be crazy.
Hmm. That would go crazy, man. But that's one of the other things that I've heard. Him in Atlanta or him in Minnesota. Minnesota would be good for him too,
That'd
with
be good too.
Jettis and Addison.
Hmm.
And this is a third one, which is I think is the least likely, but it would be the most Bears thing for them to do, which would to keep Justin Fields and then draft Caleb Williams, which which would be the most Chicago Bears thing they could possibly do. If they do that one, you know, that franchise is just going down the upstairs. So both of their careers are ruined. But what I hope they do is I think they should trade Justin Fields just because at this point, I don't think it's good for his mental, because they know because all the rumors that they don't want you, that like a lot of players say that won't get in their head, but that will get in someone's head, and I don't think that's good for Justin Fields or the organization if Justin Fields know, hey, you guys wanted to get rid of me just a couple seasons ago, and now y'all want to stick with me because y'all just got more from the first overall pick. So it's like at that point, just trade Justin Fields so you can get something good for him. You guys can get a few good picks for Justin Fields, especially from the Falcons or the Raiders who are looking for a quarterback to build around. And get Caleb Williams. I know that's who y'all really want because he's a generational pick, like most people say. I'm not really sure if that'll translate as well to the NFL, just because even though they say he's looking really Mahomes like at USC, but I don't know. I just don't. I don't. I feel like the hype train's a little high right now, but I'm not saying he's overhyped or anything like that because he is a really great player. But what I'm thinking is y'all should get Caleb Williams, trade Justin Fields for some picks, and maybe if you can try to find another receiver or some old lineman to help Caleb Williams because you don't want to keep Caleb Williams and get Caleb Williams, and then he comes with that same situation that Justin Fields was in. Justin Fields was struggling because he had no line to protect. He had no receivers to throw to aside from DJ Moore, and he had to do all the run game was really him because he had 1,300 yards running, or not 1,300, but he had a lot of yards running last season. So I think yeah, that's what I think they should do. They should trade Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams with the number one pick. But I'm thinking that you're disagreeing with me because you wanted me to go first. So I'm interested to see what you have to say.
Yeah, I'm actually part of the keep Justin Fields, and yeah, I just think they should keep Fields trade the number one. And we even saw this whenever he did the podcast with the same brothers, talk about he unfollowed the Bears and then then compared it to unfollowing your girl, which is crazy.
I
But
never unfollow my girl, Justin Fields.
literally, like, why would you even do that? But me personally, like, I'm siding with I'm siding with my boy DJ Moore. I don't think that the prospects have looked like I think the prospects have looked better than Fields has. Of course, it's college, so it's really not supposed to. But Justin Fields got better in every game he played in this year, at least I think so. And I think if the team was gonna trade Justin Fields away, they probably would have just let Eberflus go. And that's what they didn't do. They had him stay for another year, which makes me think that they still kind of believe in Fields, you know? And
Mhm.
I think the team also believes in Fields. And I also think the fans do too, which is probably is basically the most important thing you can have, you know? And I
Mhm.
get it's either draft Caleb or keep Fields, but I think Fields with DJ Moore and Marvin Harrison would be so dynamic, bro.
Mhm.
Because by far, Marvin Harrison is going to come in and I think definitely be top 10, top 15. Easy.
Mhm.
And I feel like the one of the other things that's the most important thing that the Bears need to think about is that Justin Fields wants to be in Chicago. Like Caleb Williams has literally he's not even going into the draft process with an agent. And he's already said
Mhm.
where he doesn't want to go, where he wants to go. Like this isn't Peyton Manning back in like 98, bro. We're in 2024. I get that you're one of the best prospects we've seen in a minute, but at the same time, he's him, but he's not that much of him, bro. You feel me?
I feel you. Yeah.
And I know that him in Atlanta would go crazy. I'd be so sad because he'd be in the Panthers division, throwing to Bijan and Kyle Pitts and Drake London. It would be insane because that's his hometown too. So I think he would thrive. But I just think the Bears should keep him. And I think that I know it's like bad me saying like I hope this is his year because it's what year 4,
Yeah.
but I think they should definitely keep him, bro. Like I feel like if they didn't, they should have just cleaned house, bro. That's my opinion
Mhm.
on it. So that's basically I'm gonna side with my boy DJ. Lock in, old Panther. Come on now.
Yep. And both of us chose the most likely options, and the Bears are gonna end up doing the most Bears option, which is to keep Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams.
Bro, there's literally
But
no
another
way,
aspect to the
bro.
bro, you never they're the Chicago Bears, bro. You never know.
They can't even
But
develop a quarterback.
another
So even if they get Caleb Williams, who's to even say that that's the
Mhm.
better option, you know?
Exactly. But I think also him being them calling him the best prospect since Mahomes, or he's like a real Mahomes, like, when comparing to other, players at that state or at that level, that the Bears passed on Patrick Mahomes to get Mitchell Trubisky, right? Back in, was it 2018?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna like have someone that's being compared to Patrick Mahomes now and be like, we should pass up on him again? That's another aspect of it, of why I think they're gonna trade Justin Fields, because they're like, we missed on Mahomes once, and we have this player that's supposed to be the next coming of Mahomes. Let's go ahead, trade that away too. Let's go ahead, pass on that too. You feel me? So
Yeah, I can definitely see that with them. But also Mitchell Trubisky, I mean, Mahomes coming out of college, I didn't think he was an insane player out of college. I get that, but like him as a
mhm,
prospect wasn't as hyped as Caleb Williams was too. It just kind of it's just kind of how the cards were dealt, bro. Mahomes just went to a
mhm,
good team, sat behind Alex Smith for what 2 years, and then just basically got he put the work in, but he got adapted into a good team, you know. But then
mhm,
Caleb Williams, I just don't think that his attitude's in like the right space. I mean, I guess he hasn't
yeah,
said anything like specifically, but rumors and what I've heard, I don't know personally. But I think that if the Bears take him, I just don't think it'll be as good as keeping Fields. But if he goes to Washington, who knows, bro? Because you said he wants to go to Washington.
yeah. I heard he wanted to go to Washington.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever want to go to Washington. I think
Bros can
actually,
get
would you rather be in Chicago or Washington?
Chicago.
I
Well,
would.
yeah, Chicago.
I would too. It just seems like a better situation, bro.
He
Especially
wants to
with
go.
the defense.
He wants to go to Washington. He wants to go watch the Wizard games.
Bro, literally, who wants to go watch that defense give up 40 points a game? But was saying that is gonna go ahead and wrap up everything. Thank y'all for tuning in this week. It's been quite the week in sports. We've seen some things not so spoiler like the fights and everything. We're excited to see what the NFL has in store for us, like the rule change, like what the Bears do at number 1. we're gonna start seeing all these pro days, and we're gonna see the combine. I'm pretty sure is it next month or is it in April?
The combine
Yeah,
or the draft?
the
I heard the
combine.
combine was this week, or maybe I'm bugging. Not this week. Is it not this week? Is it? It's
Is it in
soon.
March? I'm
I
guessing it's in
think so. Cause
March.
I was looking at stuff saying it was this week. Maybe I'm bugging. I don't know what I was looking at then.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see the combine soon, and just
Hmm.
excited to see everybody do all their stuff. We're gonna see some pro days. Draft is gonna be in April, so definitely gonna be an exciting couple months. And anything you gotta say, Jade?
Hey, one thing I have to say is if you are interested in sports, check into NCTV Sports Zone on Thursdays at 6 because or is it 5? Is it 5? At
It is
5,
at, yeah,
see
it's
my
at
boy
5.
Jay Suave do his thing. See Jay Suave do his thing out there, spitting the knowledge a little bit more in depth with the topics. Every Thursday, so NGTV Sports Zone, check that out.
Yes, sir. We'll
And
put
that's
the
all I gotta
link.
say, man.
We'll put the link under this video for y'all. So
Mhm. Yes, sir.
appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all next time.
All right, see you guys.